Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the CO8 Missing Link RC. This is the animation version. Originally I was planning on getting both, but between the price and the fact that I really didn't like the colors and the head sculpt on the other one, I decided just to get this one, and I don't really regret that. Honestly, I think it's a little much. And part of that is the price on these has increased. Like, these are already pretty pricey, being for high-end collectibles. But I will. I'm just gonna go ahead and point this out. But as you can see, here she is next to our previous release of Sunstreaker. And while she's not a huge amount smaller, she is noticeably smaller. She does have less mass, but she's around like $25 more. So kinda iffy on that. Anyway, also side note, if I seem to be moving a little awkwardly, I have a pain in my shoulder. That's why. Anyway, let's move on. So here we have the outer sleeve, as the Hasbro imports tend to have. We got a little Hasbro logo, Transformers, Missing Link RC, and just, the usual black sleeve. I never hold on to these. But there's that. And then we have the inner box, and it does have some nice G1 styling to it. Is kind of in it feels like a little bit of an awkward pose, if you ask me. We do get styrofoam inside. They actually did put a plastic cover on it too. Don't really know why, but there we get our look at the transformation. We got our legal jargon on the bottom. There we have some product pictures. There we have some product pictures. Here we have some G1 artwork and a bunch of stuff in Japanese. We do get a little decoder slip, so you can look at her tech specs if you so desire. There's that. There those. And we do get a couple other goodies in here. We do get a little collector's card. It is a very thin paper material, so just be careful. But there we have the artwork again, and then we have like some line art schematics stuff going on there. So there is that. We have our lovely instruction booklet. So, oops, put that down. There's all that. We also get some stickers. Oh no. Knocked one of our size comparisons off the table. So yeah, there is a little guide to this in the instructions. I'm personally not going to use these. I think it's fine without them. But that is there if you so desire. And then we have this little Missing Link promo, like, pamphlet here. It's neat. Several pictures of, like, G1 stuff. Hoping we'll be able to get some more of these. There's, like, Hot Rod and Triptychon and Metroplex. There is Ultra Magnus right there. There's Blur. Not sure who that is. There's all sorts of people here. So, definitely want this Missing Link line to continue for the most part. Do wish they were a little less expensive, but I do rather enjoy them enough that I'm still buying them. I've also pre-ordered Magnus, so. Anyway, that's it for everything in the packaging. We'll take a little bit of a closer look here at RC. She does have her pistol, which just plugs in right on top, which that is clearly a modern thing that they've added in, and I'm not upset about that. I do like weapon storage. We do have a rub symbol here. And she is an Autobot. Not sure how well that's coming across on the camera, but does have rolling wheels. She can roll fairly well. And I do like the nice pink and whites. I feel like there's a little too much gray here in the middle, but it's not a huge deal. Overall, it looks okay. Yeah, I feel like it would have been looked a little better if that was like white. At least more of it was white. Well, there's that. And we'll do a few comparisons. So, just to show her next to Sunstreaker again. Do that. Here she is next to Missing Link Bumblebee. You can see how she stacks up there. And then we have her next to Missing Link Prime. Yeah, overall, looks pretty solid in vehicle mode. And it's nice to have a official G1 RC, even if it's you know, a new sort of modernized take on it. But I mean, I guess that's the whole point, so I shouldn't complain. That came out wrong. But anyway, yeah, I think that's about it for the vehicle mode. So let's go ahead and get her transformed into robot mode. So first thing, we're going to come down here and flip down this waist piece. Then we want to come back here to the back of the car, and we want to pop this up. Well, sorry. I want to unhook the arms first. There we go. Get those out to the side. Then we want to bring the legs down, and that'll should free up the there we go. Bring these down, bring these down. We are going to take her knees and slide them at an angle. Take the knee, slide it at an angle. Just sort of sort out those legs. Then we are going to bring this whole assembly up. Oh, we want to fold down the windshield like so. Then we can bring this whole thing up and over like so. Then we are going to bring this hood down over. We're going to bring this armature. You can see this open spot fits around this screw piece that attaches her head. And we bring this down, and it's going to slide over this whole like pink bit here, like so. Bring this the rest of the way down, and it will sort of tab in. This tab right here will go into this like slot right here, and then just get that clipped in, and there we have RC in her robot mode. And you can, you know, move the shoulders a little bit if you want. I would have liked it if they could have like faced with the white part forward, but then again, I don't think that's actually accurate to her design. But I would have liked it if it could have done that. But and of course we can take her blaster and it will plug right into her hand, so she can pew pew and all that good stuff. And here we go. Hey, come on. Okay, fine, don't stand up. Stop trying to fall over, jeez. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the balance is definitely a little bit of an issue. Anyway, you know, it's a pretty simple transformation overall. But again, G1 figures weren't exactly known for their complex transformations, so that fits. And overall, she does look good. I would probably say one of the weirdest things for me is just, you know, the big chunk of her head that's missing off the back. It does look a little weird, but when you're displaying her from the front, you're not really going to see it. As far as articulation goes, her shoulders can't do a full... Well, no, they can do a full 360 if you managed to get past this little bit. Yeah, that's just colliding there. But they can rotate all the way around. Arms can come up this high. She does have an elbow at 90 degrees. Does have an elbow swivel. Nothing in the hands. No waist due to the transformation. Does have all the way out at the hip. Can kick that far forward. It's actually able to go full 360. Knees are over 90 degrees. She does have pretty significant ankle movement, and the feet can move back and forth. So there is that. And she does have a hip swivel. So there is her articulation. It fell down this time. Anyway, for some more size comparisons, here she is next to Missing Link Cliff Jumper, Missing Link Cordon, which is the Sunstreaker mold, and Missing Link Optimus. So you can see how they all stack up there with the other Missing Link offerings. And just for one more, here she is next to the Studio Series arcee. Just so you get an idea of how she looks. But yeah, overall, I do like this figure. I do feel like this is probably one of the ones where the price is the most stretched out compared to the others. Yeah, I feel like she should have been like the same price as Sunstreaker, maybe a few bucks less, not $20-ish more. To be fair, I did get my Cordon and Sunstreaker off of Shozy store, where the price was a little bit lower. They were about 85 to 90 each, and she cost me 107 on Entertainment Earth. So there is something to be said about that. The local suppliers definitely are a little bit higher, but at the same time, I do think that this is probably the one that was the most overpriced, in my opinion. And again, like I know these are expensive for various reasons. You know, they're official, they're, you know, redesigns of old toys. So they are kind of redoing the molds, and this one is kind of like a whole brand new mold for the most part, because we never got an official RC release back in the day. But I do feel like she's a little bit too expensive. I don't regret buying her, but I do feel like it would have been better if she was like 10, 15, preferably 20 bucks less. But yeah, overall, I do still like it. I think I would give her a 7.5. Yeah, to be fair, the price is a big chunk of that. But yeah, for the most part, she's just okay. She doesn't really seem to have the same level of how do I put this? It's not the same level of hype, I guess, that I had for the other ones. I don't know. And it's not like I'm, you know, judging her based on any G1 toys, because aside from Optimus, I don't really have any of the G1. Well, no, I did get that KO Bumblebee, so. But yeah, I didn't have a G1 Sunstreaker. I only very recently got an official G1 Prime. I did have a knockoff one that wasn't very good. And I definitely don't have an Ultra Magnus for the upcoming one. So I'm not, you know, really comparing these compared to what they used to be very much. Just overall, she just doesn't strike me with the same gusto, I suppose. But that's just me. I do think there are people who are going to like this a lot more than me. And by no means do I hate her. She just doesn't rank as high as some of the others for me. So yeah, that's just my honest opinion. And I hope that that helps you make an informed decision on whether or not you want to get this. But I think that's pretty much all I really have to say on this particular review. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. And this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.